Overnight, as I said, UK Prime Minister Liz Truss gave one of the most important speeches of her career to the Conservative Party faithful at their annual party conference in Birmingham. Now, after a shocker of a fortnight and that humiliating tax U-turn earlier in the week, pressure was on.
In these tough times, we need to step up. I'm determined to get Britain moving, to get us through the tempest and to put us on a stronger footing as a nation. As the last few weeks have shown, it will be difficult. Whenever there's change, there is disruption. And not everybody will be in favour of change. I have three priorities for our economy: growth, growth, and growth.
Joining me now from London, British political strategist John McTernan, former advisor to British Prime Minister Tony Blair and, of course, Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard. John, welcome. I watched it tonight. I'll reserve my comments until I come after you. But I want to know, how did you score it? You're a Labor operative, obviously, but you're a professional at looking at these things. But how do you think it went down with her base and a lot of those nervous colleagues who are already talking about tipping her?
I think it went down well in the conference. She was particularly helped by some Greenpeace protesters who stood up in the middle and shouted at her, and she was able to rally the hall around her against those disruptive protesters. I think it was a speech, one you'll have seen in many political contexts. It was aimed at the base, it was aimed at Tory loyalists, it wasn't aimed at the country, and it did what it was meant to do, which was got her through the end of conference, made her programme pretty clear, but it was full of rhetoric about hard choices, but not a single description of a hard choice or what she would do when faced with one. And that's a difficulty, given that this was a week when she actually U-turned on one of her, emblematic policies of cutting the higher rate tax.
It's a month on today, exactly, since she was confirmed by the late Queen. I mean, I thought it was a pretty workmanlike delivery, if I'm honest. I think all the content was there. And the audience weren't against it. There's not that sense at all. But until we got those Greenpeace protesters, I don't think they're particularly enthusiastic either. I think one of the reasons why everyone wants her to succeed so much, I mean, they didn't with Theresa May, but there's so much hope on her shoulders that after Boris, they can get back some ground. We know Keir Starmer is there and certainly punching away. He's better in the polls than he has been for months and months, but he's not popular like Blair. So he is gettable. You can stave him off, but only if the Tories are top of the game.
No, that's absolutely right. But what was interesting was that in that clip that you showed, the priorities of Liz Truss, growth, growth and growth, those were Keir Starmer's priorities in his speech in June this summer. So there's a kind of contest around who can own growth. And Keir Starmer does lack some of Blair's charisma, but he's matching some of Blair's poll leads, which suggests that the public are willing, after Boris Johnson, to go for a less flashy kind of figure. And that's where the contest is between Liz Truss and Keir Starmer. And at the moment, Keir Starmer's winning it. And there was panic, definitely, at Tory party conference this week. I spoke to people who were there. They're thinking about, could they change their leader again? That would be the fifth prime minister in 6 years. Not even an Australian party has ever done that. It would be absolutely ludicrous. And so the choice, as one Tory commentator said, is between being a joke or being defeated. And I think it's hard to see a way back for them.
Right, quick one. You've advised PMs here and there. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Energy is the defining issue of British politics right now. What would you tell a Prime Minister to do to fix it?
Look, the plan is a good one. Cut bills or cap them at 2,500. Try to grow new capacity as quickly as possible. But we've now got a real turbulence in the mortgage market. Fixed rate mortgages were 2.3% before Christmas. They're now 6%. So 3,000 households a day come off fixed rate mortgages, and they're facing bills of, on average, £500 a month higher. This is the problem, that when you deal with one problem, you put out one fire, another one is coming. £500 a month is not findable for your mortgage. So there's another economic crunch coming, and I don't think there's a solution for that one.
There's not, I don't think either, but we'll watch it closely because that crunch is coming here too. John McTernan, thank you for your time as always.